fall break food drive is underway at the Winchester Police Department. They're looking to provide food bags to the hundreds of Clark County students who don't have guaranteed meals when they're not in school. They're so close to reaching their goal, but they are needing more help. WKYT's Mariah Congito checked in to see how the community has showed up so far.
None of us want them to go home and be hungry and feel like no one cares unless they're in school.
500 students are currently part of Clark County Public Schools' backpack program. Every week, they're sent home with nutritious meals and snacks that they may not have access to at home.
It could be anything causing them to not have the food at home that maybe you or I have access to now. So this backpack, as small as it may seem, to be able to give them maybe a godsend, so to speak.
CCPS wanted to expand on this. So with the help of the Winchester Police Department, they coordinated a food drive that could provide the students food for a longer time frame, like fall break.
I was supported by resources in the Clark County school system growing up as well, and from free lunches, things like that were really beneficial to me growing up.
It's personal for Captain Steve Charles.
We don't know anybody's situation at home. We don't know the battles that people are fighting in their own lives. It's the least that we can do.
For the last few weeks, stacks and stacks of food have piled up. Charles says from local businesses to individual donors, the community has been amazing.
They're not asking to be recognized or anything. They just want to help, and it's really been very powerful to see the community step out in this way.
Charles says each of the students from all 8 schools in the district will get an adequate supply of food that'll hopefully feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner for their whole break.
Police are here to protect and serve. Well, that doesn't always mean going out and enforcing the law.
The public library also donated an age-appropriate book that'll go in their food bags. Charles says they'll be doing this again for spring break. Mariah Congito, WKYT.
And fall break will start on October 14th. Winchester Police will be collecting donations until the 27th. To see what items they're still in need of, you can head to the story in the WKYT News app.